Hello, this is Carrie with Cookbook Divas. I wasn't sure if I was live yet or not. You would think I would get used to this. I'm a little bit rusty on live streaming. We are streaming to YouTube and Facebook over at Cookbook Divas and a couple of my other web properties. Today, we are going to talk about deals on Christmas books and some decor and just a couple toys that has nothing to do with books, but they're such a good deal that I wanted to tell you about them, and they were within reach of my office. I did forget to plug in something. The very awesome collectible village house that we're going to be talking about in a minute, as soon as I find the correct plug for it. Whoops. I thought I was ready for this live stream. Okay, I'm getting my act together. Just had dinner, so I'm a little groggy. All right. Jem was just reminding me that live streaming is shoppertainment, and I hope me frantically trying to get ready is very entertaining for you. Let's jump onto the chat area at Amazon Live and start off a message. Happy holidays. It is Thanksgiving week. I'm getting set to go for Christmas, and I love celebrating Thanksgiving, and I do believe in celebrating holidays in their own time and not rushing to Christmas. But I'm a content creator and a holiday content creator and an Amazon live streamer. So I have to get started a little bit early. And today I cleaned my house, got the table set because I'm hosting Friendsgiving on Thursday on Thanksgiving. I'm very excited. Someone else is bringing the turkey because I'm vegetarian. So I'm making the mashed potatoes and I already peeled them and cooked them. I just didn't mash anything yet. So I'm excited to work on that later tonight. Let's start off the live stream chatting about these adorable on sale Jenswin flameless LED candles with kind of a Nordic Scandinavian feel to them, red and white and kind of cream with reindeer and little designs. I like flameless candles because I've had some kitchen fires in the house, not because of candles, but I'm very now paranoid about kitchen safety. These are great for kids' rooms. They're very cheerful. They're good for dorm rooms, nursing homes, somewhere you can't have a real flame. And I like to put them in my windows, and I can't put a real candle in my windows because the curtains would catch on fire. So you get a set of 3, small, medium, and the largest one. And they take, is it double A batteries or triple? I think it's double because you want them to last a long time, and triple A batteries just don't last that long. It is, I misspoke, triple A batteries. Okay, good to know. These are by a company called Jenswin that makes lots of flameless candles, including these that we'll talk about a little bit later for those of you that like farmhouse style decor. We're mostly talking about books today. We'll go through this stack of Christmas books. I have read some of them, and some of them I'm saving for when I have some downtime, which for Amazon influencers is like never until January. But let's give it a run through. All right. I'm very excited to show you this deal on my favorite Christmas movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Griswold Family Collectible Village House. It is from Department 56, and I'm not really a collectible Christmas Village type of person. It takes a lot of storage, and you have to get them out, although that's part of the fun ritual. There's a button on the back, and it plugs in, and if I hit the button, I can make the lights twinkle. That might be seizure-inducing, so I can turn them off, but it's still lit up on the inside of the house, or I can just have the lights be solid. Let's go for twinkling. This is 26% off today, dropping the price down to a still pretty expensive $167. When I bought it, it was $225, but I'm considering this a Christmas decor ritual that my family is going to have for years. When my granddaughter comes over, she's going to see this during December, and then I'm going to carefully put it away after New Year's. It'll be a part of our tradition. So, love it, love it. And my favorite part about the movie is Clark Griswold just wants to give his family a fantastic holiday and memory. I love that. And he eventually succeeds. Spoiler alert. Next up, I wanted to mention that the ring light that's lighting my face up and kind of blinding my eyes is by Newer. And it is on deal today, 20% off also. I'm using a Logitech Brio 4K webcam, but of course we don't stream in 4K here on Amazon Live. Anyway, we're in 720. I forget. It is 38% off today. It is $123. It is a webcam, and I'm eventually going to transition to a DSLR, but right now I'm not ready for that. I'm talking to you in a Logitech Brio microphone, which is right here. It should really technically be in front of my face, so I'm going to talk a little louder. Let me know if you can hear me. It is 35% off today, dropping it down from $130 to $84.99. The model is Logitech for Creators, and I use it for my podcast. We used to have a Cookbook Divas podcast. We talked about cookbooks, but it took a lot of time to produce, and then one person left a review that's like, this is boring. And I'm like, psh, you obviously don't like cookbooks. And then we got in a big fight. Anyway, that's not why we quit doing our podcast. It was just a lot of work. So behind me is a Black Friday deal on a Kate fabric kitchen Christmas backdrop. I use it to cover up an ugly, boring wall in my office and make it look more festive, although you can't see most of it because my bookcase is in the way and merchandise. But some people use it to take pictures of their kids at Christmas time. I wouldn't probably use a Christmas kitchen backdrop because most kids don't spend lots of time in the kitchen unless they're begging for food or cookies. But it is 7 feet across, 5 feet tall. It's the perfect size to have behind me during Zoom meetings, etc. And it is, I don't know how much it is off, but it's down to $23.80. The first book we're going to look at today is not a book, it's an advent calendar. And I got to find where I hid it. It's behind here. It is an official advent calendar. Harry Potter. Happy Christmas, Harry. So this is great for kids that are about age 5 and 6 and 7. It is 24 days of little Harry Potter books. And some of these are stickers. Let's see if I can find the stickers. This is a Quidditch sticker. You can punch it out. This one under Hagrid is some stickers. Very cute. I saw Hedwig. And then the rest, which you would open one a day, I suggest at bedtime, is little books. And they're in color. This one is all about Quidditch. And it's just a quick read. And probably a 7, 8-year-old could read this to themselves. You're going to want to read it to your 4, 5, 6-year-old, depending on everyone's reading level. This one is The Hogwarts Houses. That was in number 3. And then every night when you're done reading through the book you just opened or playing with the stickers, you close it back up and wait for the next night until you finally get to December 24. And spoiler alert, it's a little gold crown that you can wear. That's cute. I actually never looked at that before. Okay, I'm going to put this away before I destroy all the stuff that came in it. But it's Happy Christmas, Harry. And it's 38% off today on Amazon, dropping it down from $20 to $12.49. It's cute. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but that's pretty adorable. We're mostly going to talk about books today, but since I had some stuff laying around the office and noticed it was on deals, and Black Friday deal, I wanted to show you. This is Little People Collector Barbie figures. It is for kids age 1 and up because it's mostly too big for them to get in trouble, in their throat. If they put it in their mouth, it's okay. The content age grade is for 13 and up, and probably your 1-year-old infant has not seen the Barbie movie and shouldn't, but you get President Barbie and Ken, obviously, and you also get Gloria. I do have this open, so let's get Barbie out and do a close-up on her. They're just kind of hard to get out of the plastic. There she is. Now, adult collectors collect Little People collector figures too, but you can let kids play with them because they're not very expensive and they're very sturdy. You can even wash them off and put them on top of a Barbie cake. This one is 32% off today, dropping it down from $25 to $16.99. I wish it was that good deal when I bought it for myself. So this is Barbie the movie Little People collector figures. And if you really want them to be collectible 30 years from now, don't open the box like I just did, as with all collectibles, including Funkos, etc. All right, baking for the holidays. Did that make it up here? Yes. I tried to talk about this in my last live stream, and I forgot to put it in my office. This is one of my favorite baking books. It's by Sarah Kiefer, and she usually writes cookie cookbooks, which I love. This is 50 plus treats for a festive season. Holiday-inspired sweets and treats to enjoy all season long. I'm mentioning it because it's 45% off, but I have a feeling that is the Kindle version, not the hardback. But let's go find out. I'm going to click on it in the shopping carousel. It is the hardcover. It's dropped down to $13.79. You're saving 45%. That's great. So let's take a little look through this. This is how I like to show you cookbooks because I can't show you every single page. That's a copyright violation. Oops, I need to look in the correct window on my computer. Here we go. So it has a lot of fantastic photos, but her recipes are also easy to follow. I can't say I've made too many out of this cookbook because I am very lazy. No, I mean busy. Yay! Somebody stopped by. Richard, yay! Nice to see you, Richard. I haven't live streamed in so long. Katie did one for me this morning. I'm finally here, and like Jim was just saying, if you don't have the energy and you're not making it fun, you shouldn't be live streaming. So this is Baking for the Holidays. And let me just look at the chapters, refresh myself. Off to a delicious start. I just had some pizza for a quick dinner, and now I'm remembering that we have some mini pecan pie tarts downstairs, and I think that's going to be my dessert. So her chapters are number 1, morning breads and pastries, and then 2, holiday desserts, and then 3, gift giving. I do like giving food as gifts that I made myself. 4, beyond Christmas, and 5, extras. Well, let's check out the holiday desserts for Christmas. Okay, I'm moving past the morning, although it's hard. Look at these morning buns. Yum. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. Look at all the step-by-step photos she has. That really helps me when I'm baking something. I want to see what it's supposed to look like. Powdered sugar donuts, panettone scones, very Christmassy. A white cake with cranberries and white chocolate buttercream. And apple caramel and hard cider pie could be something nice to bring to Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. If everyone else is bringing pumpkin or sweet potato pie, and everyone else is bringing pecan, you can be like, oh yeah, I'm bringing apple caramel and a hard cider pie. So that's just some of the beautiful recipes in this book. You can make your own peppermint bark if you should need to. This is Baking for the Holidays, my favorite festive baking book by Sarah Kiefer. 45% off, $13.79 today on Amazon. The next, and we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about cookbooks, but I wanted to mention a very prairie Christmas because everybody on Cook Talk and Cookbookstagram is losing their minds over this amazing retro style baking book by my favorite food blogger, Carlin Johnston, The Kitchen Magpie. I love what she does. I love following her blog. I follow her on Facebook. I follow her on Instagram. And look how fun this retro cookbook is. Yes, there's some Jell-O in here, but it's mostly bakes and cakes and icings and frostings. And they're all vintage style, and they had a lot of fun with the photography. And they found little props and old ornaments and statues and figurines, beautiful plates and cake stands. I just love looking through it. I haven't baked anything out of it. I'm too busy live streaming here on Amazon, where we are required to remind you that live streamers make a small commission if you purchase anything that you watched on our stream, either live or when you watch it later. This is a very prairie Christmas cake book by Carlin Johnston, and let me show you the cookbook author. There she is. I hope she's enjoying lots of sales on this amazing cookbook that I am going to treasure for years to come. And I had to buy it for myself because the publisher, Appetite by Random House, didn't send us a copy. So, okay, I thought I should mention these cute little gingerbread person Christmas string lights. They have little LED lights on their tummies. They're small. They look very orange, so they're not going to look good on just anybody's tree. They would look good on a green tree. I tried putting them on my red tinsel tree, by the way, which is right here. I think it's in my carousel. They don't look good on it. It looks like a Halloween massacre. So no, we're not going to do that. The other thing I wanted to mention, although these are adorable and they're battery operated, and they're nice because you can tuck them in a wreath or put them somewhere where you don't have a plug to plug anything in. But this little filament wire is incredibly fragile. And when they arrived, they're all wrapped up together. It took me 10 frustrating minutes to unwrap them and untangle them and get them the way I wanted. That was kind of frustrating. Ugh, but it's part of what happens when you buy them. So understandable. They are $20.99. They are not on deals today. But I knew somebody was going to ask, what are those little lights? And it's hard to see from this far away, but they're little gingerbread people. I am drinking out of a Mr. Christmas Snowman retro style mug. It is microwavable. They mention it gets pretty hot if you microwave it, so be careful. It is dishwasher safe. I don't personally put it in there because I don't want to break off his little nose or the little holly that's textural. I'm just drinking water so I can stay hydrated. After I get off the live stream, there's going to be something red made out of grapes in this glass, probably. He's 13% off, dropping it down to $21.77 today on Amazon Live. And he looks adorable. It could be a she. The snow person, looks adorable if you're making a hot cocoa bar in your kitchen. Next, I thought I should mention my shirt, even though it's not on deals. It is the North Pole Milk and Cookies Bakery, and it is a t-shirt. I'm in a size extra large, which is plenty big for me. Usually when I order t-shirts, I ask for an extra large and I get the equivalent of like a size 4 instead of a size 14. So I'm very delighted to have this. It's $16.99. All right, the first book we're going to talk about today is not fiction, but it is humorous, and it's a great activity. I just got to find where I put it. Here it is. Okay. This is Build Your Own Christmas Movie Romance. It's like a choose your own adventure book, if you remember those from the 1980s, I'm not sure. And I have to pop up here and make sure I don't have any comments coming through. Okay. It's 13% off, dropping it down to $21.80. And you basically start off the book on the first chapter, and you could do this with other people. Like if you're at a girls' getaway, people could take turns reading. Scene 1, meet the heroine. That's none of your business. Chrissy slammed her business phone down on her business desk and sighed. She looked around. Her entire desk was covered with business binders. Whoops, I hit my microphone. So then you read the rest, and now you have a choice. Do you take the call? If so, start reading at the phone. If you ignore the call and fantasize about a ski vacation, turn to page 17. So now you get how it works. So it's actually a lot of reading. So you'd want to do it with sober people or just play it by yourself so no one gets impatient. But you can create your own story, kind of like a Hallmark or Lifetime Christmas movie, but better. And the kiss is scene 7 or chapter 7, and a final Merry Christmas. And the ending is up to you. And you could always change the genders in the book to be whatever genders you prefer. So this is kind of fun. It's very Rian Kong, and I think it's a great Christmas gift for people that like Christmas movies and would find this fun and like to do a lot of reading. It's 13% off today. Next, I have a cute little baby board book to show you. It is adorable. Prepare to have your little socks knocked off by how cute it is. It is for infants under age 2, I would say. A 3-year-old would be too grown up for this. Where's the snowman? You open it up and it says, where's the angel? And then you help the baby find it, and the baby can grab it. Oh, here it is. And then you do it again. Where's the gingerbread cookie? Here it is. And if you read it with an enthusiastic tone of voice, passionate about it, baby's going to think this is really fun. Where's the cardinal? I don't know. Here it is. You notice they're not using a gender for any of the items. Where's the snowman? Here it is. They don't say he or she. They did say snowman instead of snow person. And where are you? Surprise, it's a mirror. This is a cute little Christmas board book, perfect for baby's first Christmas or baby's second Christmas. It is 10% off today, $8.98 here on Amazon. We are going to talk about grown-up books. So the tree that I just lifted up to show you, let me tell you why I got this. First of all, I'm really in a red festive mood this year. This came in a long, skinny box that looked like it had an umbrella in it. I had to put the feet on, and that was really easy. And that keeps it pretty sturdy. You want to cover this with, you could use a festive kitchen towel or a little red cloth or towel, just something to kind of hide the ugly feet. And then this came all squished down flat. And I spent about 10 minutes just kind of pulling these little metal arms down carefully and gently to floof the tree out the way I wanted it. And I got this to go in a spot in my hallway that doesn't have a plug. Rome likes it. It's shiny. Yeah. I don't have a plug in that part of my hallway, and it's kind of dark and creepy. So I'm going to get just some plain white LED lights that run on a battery and stick them in there. And that way this will light up one of the hallways in my house. I'm mentioning this because it's 35% off, and this beautiful 3-foot festive tinsely red tree is only $17.99. And I have to point out, it's really not shedding a lot of tinsel. I did have to vacuum my living room carpet after I got this out of the box and kind of played with this a little bit. But it's actually, I've been touching it here for 2 minutes. It's not shedding on me. I love that about tinsel that stays put where it's supposed to go. And the very top, of course, they left room. They made it taller so you can put your Christmas tree topper on there. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do because I think my red Christmas tree topper is too tall and wouldn't show up very well. Loving the bow on your head. Yes, I try to keep it fun. And as soon as I find where I packed, because, I moved back from the other city I was living in, somewhere there's a box with all these funky light up Christmas glasses that I wore on my live streams last year. I'm going to find them and put them on. Love it. Rome, drop your link in the chat, and I stopped by your live stream, and you were having a great night. Lots of people chatting. Fun to see you and see everybody streaming again. So we're here to talk about books, and I wanted to mention this book is not going to be for everybody, but if you have a friend that is a foodie and really, really, really cares about food history, this is National Dish. It came out earlier this year. It's 45% off, dropping it down to $16.50. It's Around the World in Search of Food, History, and the Meaning of Home. They have mole, pizza, ramen, tapas, pot au feu, borscht, pasta al pomodoro, which sounds really good, rice, meze, all of the different foods that other countries consider their national dish. There are no photos. It is a book where you read about food history. That won't be for everybody. It's not going to be a page turner. But I am a food history reader, and I bought this for myself, and I love it. It is 45% off. Rome watches YouTube videos about food history. Oh, I like, what's her name? There's a lady that dresses up in Victorian clothing. Is she like Mrs. Holcomb or something? And she shows you how to make butter and how to bake in like a Victorian style oven. I love her shows. Mrs. Crocombe. I think that's her name. Love it. Rome, were you here when I showed my beautiful Christmas village house from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? My favorite Christmas movie. This was my Christmas present to myself this year, and I couldn't wait for Santa to bring it to me because I wanted to live stream about it and show it to you guys too because it's so cool. It is amazing. There's a button on the back. I can make it flash or not. It can just be steady. And I have to admit, when we leave it on my front entryway mail table overnight, we just leave the lights on steady. We don't flash them. We don't want to give ourselves seizures when we get up to go to the bathroom. And I wanted to mention, whoops, I just backed out of the Amazon app with my slippery finger. I hope I'm not the only person that does that. It is 26% off today. It is still a bit expensive, but I'm going to treasure this. And my middle boy, who's 20 now, is really a ritual person, and he's going to look forward to taking it out of the box every year and setting it up. And I like to move things around and decorate differently. He's going to want it on the mail table for years to come. If I'm so lucky that he still comes home for Christmas. He might be getting married, and then I'll be a grandma again. Bye, Rome. I am having a great stream. Thank you, and I'm glad you stopped by. We are going to go back to talking about books, but I'm going to jump into some of the fiction books now. And we're going to jump around and look at some toys once in a while because I have some deals I want to show you. But let's start with this kids' book, Disney Villains, How the Villains Ruined Christmas. It's actually cheerful and not scary, except for that's kind of scary. But mostly it's cheerful. Have a very scary Christmas. This is not for every kid, but if you have a 12, 13-year-old that likes Disney villains, I think he or she is going to think this is kind of a hoot. This says, the Disney villains are here to spread some holiday fear. No one despises the holidays more than a Disney villain. This Christmas, Maleficent, Hades, Captain Hook, the Queen, Ursula, and Cruella are planning to ruin the holiday season. So it is a picture book. So a 12 and 13-year-old are not normally reading picture books, but they might get a kick out of it and collect it. But if you have a kid that likes little creepy fun stuff, you would probably read this to a 5-6-year-old, and a 7-8-year-old would read it to themselves. So it's actually cheerful and really cute animation style. That's one of the scariest pages in the whole book. And it is on deals today, 35% off. So I thought I would mention it. It's dropping down to $10.99 for a beautiful picture book that is flat and easy to wrap. That's another point. Love that it's easy to wrap. We are going to skip over some toys and talk about 5K likes. Oh, thank you, Richard. I hope they help me in some way. You can only hope. These are my other Christmas flameless LED candles I wanted to show you before we talk about another book. This one is not necessarily my personal decor style. It is by Jenswin, and it's really farmhousey. There's a cabin in the woods. There's a snowman and some animals. It's really cream and white. It is textured with some fake snow like glitter. It is a double A, and it comes with a timer, so you can have it go on and stay on for 8 hours, and then when you go to sleep, it just goes off, so you're not wasting batteries. And it comes in a set of 3, and it's a Black Friday deal, $18.39 for 3 of them, small, medium, and large. If you had a farmhouse-style kitchen, this would look really cute on your counters. And I mostly keep them in my office because I don't have a farmhouse-style kitchen. My kitchen is black and white and has red Christmas decor everywhere. Yay! Kind of like these. And these are the Jenswin Reindeer Flameless Candles. They're 19% off today. We're going to skip over cookbooks and start with our first fiction book of the night, Love, Holly. I have not read this one. I can tell by how clean the cover is. Let's refresh myself what this is about. I'm jumping onto the Amazon page. A young woman tries to heal a rift in her elderly pen pal's family in time for Christmas. Ooh, that sounds like meddling, kind of like Emma in Jane Austen's book, who meddles in people's lives. But okay, I'm sure she has really good intentions. Ever since a car accident tore her family apart, Holly has been part of a Lonely Hearts holiday letter writing club. I actually like that. I used to write lots of paper letters. I don't anymore. My handwriting's gotten worse, and I had an accident in my hand. I just don't write very well with my right hand anymore. Maybe I should learn to write with my left and join a letter writing club. So every December, Holly writes to a stranger who is also spending Christmas alone, and she receives a letter from another lonely person in return. Usually the letters go unanswered. That's the point. The letters are anonymous, and the senders write whatever is in their heart. But this year, the letter that Holly receives is different. Not only is the letter full of a grief she knows all too well, but its writer, Emma, coincidental name, I was just talking about Emma, mentions a place that Holly has visited. When she realizes she might actually be able to find the letter's author, Holly becomes determined to reunite Emma with the estranged grandson, Jack, with whom Emma is desperate to reconnect. Wow, that could be a lot, but for the right person, this could be good. And I admit I bought it for myself intending to read it. I haven't yet, but I haven't had a lot of time for reading. It's probably not on the top of my pile just because family estrangement is kind of a trigger for me. Like, I have an estranged relative myself. But for the rest of you, this is 29% off. It's Love, Holly, and it's $11.99. The next book I wanted to chat about, I'm very excited to read. Oh my goodness. This is probably the first one I'm going to pick up over Thanksgiving weekend when I'm done cleaning up and eating leftovers. This is 3 Holidays and a Wedding. I'm going to try to pronounce the author's name. If I get it wrong, I apologize. Uzma Jalaluddin. I hope I did that okay. This came out September 26, 2023. September 6th was the day when all of the paperback festive Christmas chick lit romance books seemed to come out. I went to a bookstore and was like, wow! And I went home with an armful and a bleeding credit card. No, I bought it with debit. So this is 3 Holidays and a Wedding. It combines 2 budding romances, a massive snowstorm, unlikely friends, meddling family members, and 1 magical small town. Okay, so what's this about? It has 3 times the holiday magic and 3 times the chaos. Oh, great. As strangers and seatmates, Miriam Aziz and Anna Gibson fly to Toronto over the holidays. That would be nice. Miriam is flying to her sister's impromptu wedding. And I hate when people get married over the holidays. Please don't do that. Oh, especially not short notice. Okay. Anna is going to go meet her boyfriend's wealthy family for the first time, and neither expect that severe turbulence will scare them into confessing their deepest hopes and fears to one another. That does happen. I was on a plane with severe turbulence, and the lady sitting next to me grabs my hand, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be holding your hand for the next hour. Okay. And we chatted and got to know each other. Anyway. At least they'll never see each other again, thinks Miriam and Anna. And the love of Miriam's life, Saif, wasn't sitting 2 rows behind them hearing it all, was he? Oops, yes, he was. An emergency landing finds Anna, Saif, Miriam, and her sister's entire bridal party snowbound at the quirky Snow Falls Inn in a picture-perfect town, kind of like Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls. Anyway, where fate has Anna's actor crush happens to be there filming a holiday romance. Is it Keanu Reeves? Okay, that's my actor crush. Sorry. As Miriam finds the courage to open her heart to Saif, and Anna feels the magic of being snowbound with an unexpected new love, like a hot actor, whew, both women soon realize there's no place they'd rather be for the holidays. This sounds so good. I can't wait to read it. This is 3 holidays and a wedding. It's 20% off, $13.60 for this paperback copy. Next, a lot of people on Bookstagram and Book Talk are talking about this one, the Exmas Holidays. And I can't remember what this is about because I haven't read it yet. Let me take a look. Okay. This is by Zoe Allison. It came out on that magic day, September 26th. It's hard to escape your ex when you're working together over Christmas in the Scottish Highlands. Oh, my ancestors are from the Scottish Highlands. But being stuck together might be the best possible present in this sparkling new contemporary romance. And I'm not normally a romance reader personally. I read horror and sci-fi and fantasy and nonfiction and food history. But I like Christmas romances. So I'm very excited to check this out. Maya Bashir is dreading her drive home for Christmas and having to explain that she's just left her high-paying job and a long-term relationship. Oh my gosh, that is hard to explain to your family on Christmas. It definitely is. Oh boy. Okay. So a brief detour to her friend's festive party. Susie, you were over on YouTube and I missed. I'm so sorry. Hey, she can't chat on there, so she's saying hi on YouTube, and I totally didn't see her say that 2 minutes ago. Pardon me. So Sam Holland is working an extra job on the sly to help his friend get by, but little did he expect Maya Bashir to come barreling back into his life, learning about his secret side hustle and taking back her old job alongside his at his daytime role as a ski instructor on the slopes of the Scottish Highlands. Okay, that's why they're wearing ski stuff on the book. As both Sam and Maya realize that their reason for heartbreak so many years ago wasn't entirely as it seemed, they must learn to stand up for what they want the most or else miss their second chance at love. This sounds heartwarming and nice. And it sounds like they're not going to be bitchy to each other just because they're exes. I like that. Okay. I'm going to do a better job of checking my chatters over on other platforms. I'm so sorry. And Susie, I was just talking with Seb and Michelle from Goman Planet about how they can't chat in Amazon Live of other streamers either. There's no chat box. So I appreciate you coming on over to YouTube and saying hi over there. Let's take a break from books for a second because I do have some toys I want to show everybody and some cookbooks. I just wanted to mention really quickly, and I bet we don't have a lot of vegans watching, A Very Vegan Christmas is 50% off today for the hardback, $9.99. Sam Dixon is the author, Hamlin is the publisher, and they very kindly sent me this free copy of this beautiful cookbook. If you know a vegan, this would be a great Christmas gift if they haven't already bought it for themselves. And I want to flip through that one more time. Oh, Susie did hear me talking to you. Good. I felt so bad that I didn't look over and see you chatting in the other window. So this is pretty, but when I, a vegetarian, cook out of vegan cookbooks, I add butter and dairy back in and cheese because I like the real thing. This is beautiful, though. It's stunning. It's A Very Vegan Christmas, and I have 2 vegan sisters. One's a stepsister, one's a sister, but we love them all the same. So I wanted to mention that one. But let's take a second and look at some of the toys that I pulled out. And oh my gosh, who here loves the Great British Baking Show? Hand raise. We all do, right? If you like cookbooks, you probably like the show. Although I'm a couple seasons behind just because I've been busy and I love to put it on in the background when I'm working on stuff, but I can't completely pay attention. I can just look up and see desserts and smile at the contestants. Well, they made a game that you can play based on the Great British Baking Show, and it's 32% off today. How cool is this? On your marks, get set, bake. And wait till you see how adorable it is on the inside. And here's the part where I hope I haven't taped it shut. Okay. You basically have this little card with your contestants on them. And I don't know if they represent real people or they just made up people that look like British bakers. Anyway, and I love that it's diverse, lots of skin tones, just like the show is. It's a little stand. You have a little recipes you're trying to make. You're going to have to punch out all these pieces. As you can tell, I haven't played this yet. I don't have any friends that want to play with me here in Seattle. I need to make new friends. This looks so fun. So there's all the little pieces, and then you have little cards. I don't know the rules. I haven't explored it that much, but I was so excited when I saw it on Amazon. I had to grab it because it's the Great British Baking Show game. Oh my gosh. Maybe my friend's 12-year-old that likes the show will play the game with me. How many players? Okay, ages 10 and up, and you can play it with 2 to 4 players. Good. So 2 of us could do it. How cool is this? It's 32% off, dropping it down from $25 down to $17 instead. Love it. And I like giving people presents that are something you can use and enjoy and not just something to sit there and collect dust in case they don't like it. So excited for that. Let's put it up here so we can look at it. Great British Baking Show game. Oh, I'm so excited. I wanted to mention Little People Collector, The Office. This has nothing to do with books or Christmas, but I had it on my shelf in my office and thought, oh, if it's 28% off, I better mention it. It's Little People Collector set. You get Michael holding a cup of coffee that says World's Best Boss in your dreams, Michael. And then you get Dwight looking like a nerd as always. I actually love the actor that plays him, and he's kind of from around here, I think, the Seattle area, Washington. You get Pam looking all adorable. And of course, you get Jim, and he's holding up a notepad. Jim loves Pam. So they are for ages 1 to 101. You can give these to babies to play with as soon as they can grasp it. It is a collector item. Once you take it out of the box, it's not valuable anymore. That's okay. I've already opened my box. Yay! And you can get a close-up look at Michael. They're actually very adorable. So I just wanted to mention it because it's on sale, 28% off, and it's a nice gift for Office fans if they haven't already heard of this set. They probably didn't think it to buy it for themselves, and it's okay for adults to own toys like this because they're collectible and they're fun. We talked about Disney villains. Since we're talking about little people, I just quickly wanted to mention that this cute little Belle and Mrs. Pots little people figures for ages 1.5 to 5 are on sale, 8% off, $13.75. They are fun to play with, and I know that because I play with them, and sometimes I make Belle talk to Mrs. Potts in a British accent too. This is what I do when I get bored and I'm doing laundry. Disney Princess Little People, I'm actually going to gift this unopened set to my granddaughter. They are $13.75 for 2 figures, and they go really good in your Little People play sets and castles. Speaking of Disney Princess, somewhere here, aha, found it, is a Disney Princess crochet. I am not a crochet person. I can't knit. I can't make any crafts. I can barely even draw a stick figure, but some young lady might really enjoy making these Disney princesses using this kit. And I've actually never opened it because I think I could open it and seal it back up. I'm going to donate this to a children's hospital near me because I'm not going to make the crochet figures because I'm terrible. So if I cut it open and tape it back up, I can show you what's on the inside. But I'm mentioning it because it's 60% off on a Black Friday deal. It's normally $15 and it's $5.99. You get everything you need to make the figures. I see some Rapunzel hair for one thing. You get the booklet, and don't know what these are because I don't crochet. But it looks like you have all the stuff that you need. Excuse me. Some white fabric. Where's all the rest of the fabric? Oh, it's in, well, you get 3. So every figure, oh, you're just making Belle. Okay, so it's one of the many. Oh, let's see. More than 70 full color. You can bring to life all 6, but I don't know where the pink. I feel like this kit is missing some of the yarn. Maybe it's at the bottom. Let's find out because I don't want to represent this if you don't have everything you need. I'm not seeing all of the yarn that I would have thought come with this. I see yellow and white. I don't see pink. That'll be worth exploring. So here's the booklet that comes with it. You need all of those pieces, so they're showing you step by step how to make it. But I feel like I'd only be able to make Belle because I don't see the rest of the colors. So I'm wondering if I lost them last time I opened it on a live stream. Or that could be why it's 60% off. Okay, let's move on to a different toy. Speaking of Disney Princess, I think this is my last Disney Princess toy of the night. This is adorable. I kind of want to open it and play with it myself. I'm going to have to click on it. It is Royal Clips, Disney Princess Royal Chambers. It's for kids age 3 and up because they're small pieces. You get Belle and the wardrobe and a little couch, a little vanity, a little castle backdrop, and a little, yeah, that's pretty much it. You get a lot, actually, for what's in here. And you can act your favorite scenes from Beauty and the Beast. And it is 6% off today, dropping this down to $14.99. I think it's adorable. And it's very sparkly, and sparkle is important. So I might gift this to my niece who loves Disney princesses, but she's 9. So I feel like she might be a little bit too old for this. I think the sweet spot would be 5, 6, and 7, but it depends on your kiddo. So I just wanted to mention that because it's 6% off. Yeah, big whoop. Now, we have a Disney. Most Lego does not go on sale very often. This one did. I'm very excited. I did not build any part of this, but Katie did. It is the Lego Disney 100 Celebration House from Up. It's for ages 9 and up. 9-year-old probably needs your help to put it together a little bit. 598 pieces. Here's what it looks like, and we'll open the box in a second. Everything's going to fall out. So it's a 2-story house with a little attic. You get the balloons to put on the top of it. You get a little pet. And then here's all the pieces. Here's the piece that Katie put together. Good job, Katie. And it is on sale, which Lego is usually not. It's 20% off, dropping this down from $60 to $47.99. Part of the Disney 100 anniversary celebration toys that came out. And it looks like you get 3 minifigures, Doug, Russell, and Carl Fredricksen. I loved that movie. I need to rewatch it. Next, okay, we looked at National Dish. We looked at my tree, just making sure we covered the bases. And we're going to go back and talk about books again. We talked about the Prairie Christmas. Yes, okay. We're headed the right direction in my shopping carousel. I got to figure out the mystery of that Disney Princess crochet, though, and where the other yarn was. That's very weird. Oh, I don't want to forget to talk about this book. Deals don't last forever. You're right. Xmas Holiday. A December to Remember is our next book. The cover is stunning. And whoever said books don't sell the cover, or covers don't sell the book, is so wrong. I bought this the second I saw the cover. Didn't know what it was about. This is 25% off for the paperback. It's $13.48. It also came out on September 26th. Now it's by Jenny Bayless. She always writes a Christmas book or 2 every year. She's very prodigious, very fast-writing author. She has written The 12 Dates of Christmas, A Season for Second Chances, Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, The Winter of Second Chances, and I think some Christmas bookshop books. Well, we'll look it up. Jenny Bayless. 3 bickering half-sisters, 1 unique antique shop, the coziest holiday season of their lives. Wildly different half-sisters Maggie, Simone, and Star have hardly seen each other since their sprightly summers at Rowanthorpe, their eccentric father Augustus's home. Hi, Tanya. Welcome back. Talking about books. I love the cover of this one, A December to Remember. When I say I want a December to remember, I mean in a good way, not in a bad way. Yeah. So their father was known for his bustling approach to the knick-knack shop that he ran. He was loved by all and known by none, not even his daughters. So years later, the 3 estranged women are called upon for the reading of their father Augustus's will. And they quickly realize that he's orchestrated a series of hoops through which they must jump to unlock their inheritance. The last thing any of them want to do. But Maggie and Star desperately need the money, and who would Simone be to resist? Through hilarious goose chases, small town mishaps, and one heartwarming winter solstice celebration, love, hope, and reconciliation is in the air, if only the 3 sisters can let themselves grasp it. I think I am going to put this in my third spot for reading Christmas holiday books. It looks cute. A December to Remember. It is 25% off today, $13.48. And I just love this cover. Okay, next. This is a Mary Kay Andrews hardcover. She's a very prolific Christmas author. This is Bright Lights Big Christmas. I have not read this one yet. I really haven't read any holiday books except for part of the next one. Bright Lights Big Christmas came out September 26th by Mary Kay Andrews. When fall rolls around, it's time for Carrie, my name is Carrie too, but hers is spelled the wrong way with a K, to leave her family's Christmas tree farm in the mountains of North Carolina for the wilds of New York City to help her gruff older brother and his dog Queenie sell the trees at the family Christmas tree stand on a corner in Greenwich Village. That seems highly unlikely because real estate is so expensive in Greenwich Village, but okay, whatever. Sharing a tiny vintage camper and experiencing Manhattan for the first time, Carrie is ready to carve out a new corner for herself. Okay, I like starting over storylines. That's why I liked Virgin River so much. In the weeks leading into Christmas, Carrie quickly becomes close with the charming neighbors who live near their stand. When an elderly neighbor goes missing, oh no, Carrie will need to combine her country know-how with her newly acquired New York knowledge to protect the new friend she's come to think of as a family. And complicating everything is Patrick, a single dad, raising his adorable dragon-loving son on this quirky block. Carrie and Patrick's chemistry is undeniable. But what chance does this holiday romance really have? That looks fun. I think I want to read this first now. I can't decide which Christmas book to read first. And Richard is back. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Richard. I really appreciate you. And I hope you're going to have a good Thanksgiving week. It's fun popping in and seeing what all the live streamers are doing. I kind of can't wait to get off my own live stream and go see what other people are doing. But now I have so many books I want to tell you about. Next, A Winter in New York is actually the book that we are reading for the Cookbook Divas book club. And technically, we were supposed to be done reading this by next week. I am not even halfway through because I've been busy live streaming and creating content over at Cookbook Divas. So A Winter in New York, I picked this because it's about a lost gelato recipe. And over at the Cookbook Divas book club, you can find info on that on our website and our Instagram. We like to read books about food and romance, but mostly food. So a young chef stumbles on a secret family recipe that might lead her to the love and life she's been looking for. Iris decides to move to New York to restart her life, another life restarting. Apparently, a lot of people like to move to New York and start their life over. I don't want to. She realizes she underestimated how big the Big Apple really is. All the nostalgic movies set in New York she'd watched with her mom while eating their special secret recipe gelato didn't quite do it justice. And Bobby is Iris's best friend, and he isn't about to let her hide away. He drags her out to a famous autumn street fair in Little Italy, and as they walk through the food stalls, a little family-run gelateria catches her eye. Could that be the same shop that's in an old photograph of her mother's? And her mother is no longer with us, so this book might be a little bit difficult for some of us to read. So Iris returns the next day and meets the handsome Gio who works at the gelateria, and he tells her that the shop is in danger of closing. His uncle, the sole keeper of their family's gelato recipe, is recovering from a stroke and can't remember it, so they can't make more. And when Iris tastes the last remaining batch, she realizes that their gelato and her gelato are one and the same. But how can she tell them she knows their secret recipe when she's not sure why Gio's uncle gave the recipe to her mother in the first place? This is such a fun read. I'm about 6 chapters in. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And it's a little bit of a foodie book, but not too much. It's so fun. It is currently 20% off, $14.39 for a hardback, less for the Kindle, of course. Before we move on to the next books, I have to mention another board game because I am unbelievably excited about this, and it's on deals, 28% off. It's called Nice Shelfie, and it is for massive book nerds. And the object of the game is to build a bookshelf with the perfect books according to whatever dice you roll or whatever is happening. You actually get these little plastic ladders and stuff, and you use it. And here's a little bag to keep your pieces in. And the rules are a little bit complicated, and you have to punch out a bunch of cardboard books that you're going to put on your plastic bookshelf. Is that dorky or what? I don't know. There's tons of books, ostensibly in different, genres. And I don't know how to play the game because no one will play it with me yet. I'm kind of depressed, but I'm going to figure it out and I will get back to you. But if you have a book nerd friend or a ladies book club that you're a member of, think about Nice Shelfie as a goofy game just to play for fun. And it is 28% off today, dropping it down to $28.99. It's a Black Friday deal, and it's 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and it takes about 25 minutes to play, according to the box. I haven't played it. This looks really fun. It says, number 1, pick items from the living room. Number 2, and put them on your bookshelf. Number 3, follow your personal goal or compete for common goals. I am someone who doesn't like to decorate my bookshelf with faces and flowers and plants. Bookshelves are for books. But I do currently have a couple little fake gingerbread houses in front of the books in my living room and a poinsettia fake velvet thingy just to make it look prettier. So, hypocrite alert. Yeah, I know. We have a couple more books to talk about. And I think I talked about all of my decor. So let's talk about A Magical New York Christmas. Why did I buy this one? And I think it's from last year. And someone wanted to borrow it. And I was like, no, I want to read it. And then I didn't. This sounds really good. It's by Anita Hughes. It came out in 2021. It's Christmas week when 26-year-old Sabrina Post knocks on the door of the Vanderbilt suite at the Plaza Hotel in New York. Ooh la la. She's ready to accept the ghostwriting position for the memoir of Grayson Westcott, a famous art dealer. A struggling journalist, Sabrina can't believe her luck. A paycheck and 6 nights in her own suite at the Plaza? She feels like Eloise, the heroine from her favorite children's books. To make the job even more exciting, Grayson recounts how he worked as a butler at the Plaza 60 years ago. Oh, wow. For none other than the author of the Eloise books, Kay Thompson. What promises to be a perfect week is complicated, or else we wouldn't have a reason to have this book, right? When Sabrina meets Ian Wentworth, a handsome British visitor, at the hotel bar, as you do. When Ian assumes Sabrina is another wealthy guest at the hotel, oops, she doesn't correct him. Well, why would you? A decision she doesn't regret after learning that Ian is a member of the British aristocracy. Now I remember why I wanted to read this book. It sounds so good. But things are not what they seem. The truth is, Ian is not a wealthy lord. He's actually the personal secretary of Lord Spencer Braxton, and he's not correcting her misunderstanding. As the week unfolds, will Sabrina and Ian learn the truth about each other? I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm going to set this aside so I can read it right away when I get off this live stream, if I'm not watching Amazon Prime movies. Next, a Holly Jolly Ever After probably wins the festive cover of the year. You know, when they make the cover gilt, it just makes it even prettier. This is 30% off for the hardback, $17.48. The Kindle version is $12.99. Now, this is set in Christmas Notch, so it's a Christmas Notch novel number 2, but you don't have to have read the first one. Everybody on Goodreads is assuring us. It's by the authors of A Merry Little Meet Cute, and this is a steamy holiday rom-com. I don't know if I can handle steamy, so I might be giving this to my best friend who can. This is from Avon Books. It came out October 10. So what's it about? Callum Lieberman is the funny one. As the arguably lesser of the 3 former members of the boy band INK, or Inc., he enjoyed his 15 minutes of fame and then moved home where he opened a regional pizza chain called Slice Slice Baby. He's living his best dad bod life, hooking up with bridesmaids at all of his friends' weddings. I'm already laughing. Okay, I might not be giving this away. But after an old one-off you-know-what tape is leaked and quickly goes viral, with people that aren't wearing lots of clothing, Callum decides he's ready to step into the spotlight again, starring in a steamy Santa biopic for the Hope Channel. Winnie Baker did everything right. She married her childhood sweetheart. She avoided the downfalls of adolescent stardom and transitioned to a stable adult acting career, and she even waited until marriage to have Nookie. But after her perfect life falls apart, Winnie is ready to redefine herself. And what better way than a steaming hot mug of cider Christmas movie? So these two are going to meet, blah, blah, blah. Winnie and Callum are both feeling hesitant about their new situation as co-stars. Winnie can't seem to fake on-screen pleasure she's never experienced in real life. Okay, I'm giving this away. It sounds cute, though. She's willing to do the research for science, and I can't read any more of that on Amazon Live. So just so you know, it's a steamy romance. It's 30% off, $17.48. And I skipped over, on accident, the Christmas Fix, which is 38% off. Cute festive cover. I'm going to try to remember why I bought this one, because I didn't just buy any old Christmas book I saw on the shelf. I was very careful to pick ones I thought I was going to read. This one came out October 10. It's by Lucy Score. She'll save Christmas just to spite him. There's only one thing standing in the way of Cat King saving Merry Connecticut's Christmas festival. Grumpy town manager Noah Yates. I'm guessing he's handsome, because usually the jerky grumpy people are. This book is 38% off, by the way, dropping it down to $11.71. Single dad Noah takes his responsibilities seriously. When a late season hurricane turns his town into a disaster, he's left scrambling to pick up the pieces of the town he loves. At least until home renovation expert and reality TV star Catalina King arrives with a camera crew and a budget big enough to be in a room to put the town back together again. But Noah doesn't want a celebrity diva capitalizing on their tragedy or filling his young daughter's head with visions of glitz and glam. Fair enough. Blonde bombshell Cat is used to being underestimated, but Noah has an uncanny knack for getting under her skin. So this sounds like it's an enemies to lovers romance. They can't be in a room together without rubbing each other the wrong way, except that time in the dark alley where the rubbing was just right. Definitely enemies to lovers romance. It's the Christmas Fix, and this is our second book with some kind of a celebrity going into a small town, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We talked about Magic New York. We talked about Holly Jolly Ever After. Next up is A Country Village Christmas by Suzanne Snow. I wonder if that's a pseudonym, because that's the perfect last name for an author of a Christmas book. This is on Dale's 18% off, dropping it down to $9.82. Remember when paperbacks were $3.99? I guess that was a long time ago. Remember when they were $7.99? Well, now they're more than that. So this one is Welcome to Thorndale, A Country Village Christmas. It came out September 27, 2022. So it's a year old and I still haven't read it. Whoops. That doesn't reflect poorly on the book. It means I need to read more. Can the magic of Christmas and the community of Thorndale bring two lost souls together in love? Olivia and Tom will find out when they're forced to share a house for the holidays. Oh boy. This sounds like a Lifetime movie or a Hallmark movie. Either one. Olivia is a career-focused woman with a grown-up daughter who doesn't have time for Christmas or community. She returns to Thorndale to help with family and encounters Tom, a writer and former actor. This is a lot of books about actors who's lost everything. And they must share a house for the holidays. This does sound like a Hallmark movie from last year. They have met once previously by chance, and the evening ended in disappointment. Thorndale will have to work its magic and teach them to share what they have and consider living life differently. As long as this doesn't sound like a lecture, I'm up for reading it. But if they're lecturing me, I'm out. I don't have that kind of time for reading stuff. Dear Santa was really popular. It's by Debbie McComber, and she's also from the Pacific Northwest, like me. And what is this one about? Oops, I clicked on the wrong book. Dear Santa. It is 18% off. The mass market paperback is $7.50 though. Yay! So Debbie McComber writes lots and lots of chick lit and romances. This one stars Lindy Carmichael, who isn't feeling particularly joyful when she returns home to Wenatchee, Washington, very close to where I'm at right now. The man she thought was the one has cheated on her with her best friend. She feels completely devoid of creativity in her graphic design job. Not even carolers or Christmas cookies can cheer her up, but Lindy's mother, Ellen, remembers an old tradition that might lift her daughter's spirits. Reading through a box of childhood letters to Santa and reminiscing about what she'd wish for as a young girl may be just the inspiration Lindy needs. With Ellen's encouragement, she decides to write a new letter to Santa, even though she's an adult, one that will encourage her to have faith and believe just as she done all those years ago. Little does Lindy know that this exercise in gratitude will cause her wishes to unfold before her in miraculous ways. And thanks to some fateful twists of Christmas magic, especially an unexpected connection with a handsome former classmate, Lindy ultimately realizes there is truly no place like home for the holidays. All. It might be a little too syrupy and spiritual for me, but I can see why a lot of people would like Dear Santa. And it is 18% off today. 17. The final book today that we're going to chat about is Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, another fantastic modern book cover, just gorgeous, very appealing. It is 10/22 because it is 40% off today. Woo! A city bookshop owner heads to the English countryside for a holiday reunion, only to face her childhood enemy. I hate when that happens, and I do have a childhood enemy, and she is nasty. Anyway, Eleanor Noel, is known as Nori for short, is quite content running her secondhand bookshop in London, as we all would if we could. Right, book nerds? Wouldn't that be great? That is a Christmas dream. Anyway, forever torn between her working class upbringing and her classmates' extravagant lifestyles at the posh private school that she attended on scholarship, Nori has finally figured out how to keep both at equal distance. So when two of her oldest friends invite their whole gang to spend the time leading up to their wedding together at the castle near their old school, Nori must prepare herself for an emotionally complicated few days. Ooh! The reunion brings back fond memories, but also requires Nori to dodge an ill-advised former fling. When she falls quite literally into the arms of Isaac, the castle's head gardener, who has nothing but contempt for the snobby prep school kids, the attraction between them is undeniable. And as Nori spends more time with Isaac during the wedding festivities, she finds herself falling hard for the boy she used to consider an enemy. Another Friends Enemies to Lovers book. So Nori and Isaac explore their common ground, but pressures mount on all sides. This sounds good, actually. Meet Me Under the Mistletoe is 40% off, 10/22 for a festive Christmas book. And after I read these, I always take them over to my neighbor and she enjoys them too. And that way we're not just wasting paperback books. So thank you everybody that stopped by this live stream. I'm going to call it quits for the night, put on some pajamas and sit by the fire and peel some more potatoes for my Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. I appreciate everybody that dropped by and chatted. And those of you that are watching this on the replay, feel free to go on back, check out all the links, see if there's anything you want to buy. Good night, Richard. And I'll see you in the next live stream.